following Matt Taibbi's confirmation that Twitter often gave in to requests from both the Trump campaign and the Biden campaign to censor content on the Twitter platform, Trump sprang into action and asked for, well, exactly what you would expect Trump to ask for: the suspension of our Constitution, because he is convinced the election was stolen from him due to the lack of reporting on Hunter Biden's freaking laptop. Now, let's not forget the fact that in 2020, what was really fresh in the minds of American voters was just how much Donald Trump bungled the response to the coronavirus. Okay, you have close to 1 million people dying from the virus. You have Donald Trump talking about injecting, your body with disinfectant. I kind of feel like Trump did a better job in destroying his chances at getting reelected than the lack of reporting on a freaking laptop and the salacious material within it. Nonetheless, on Truth Social, he wrote this: so with the revelation of massive and widespread fraud and deception, there is no evidence of widespread fraud at all, or really deception. In working closely with big tech companies, the DNC and the Democrat Party, do you throw the presidential election results of 2020 out and declare the rightful winner, or do you have a new election? You do neither, Trump, because as Matt Taibbi's Twitter thread made abundantly clear, your campaign often reached out to Twitter and demanded that content be taken down. And oftentimes they listened to those requests and carried them out. So the idea that there was like this extreme favoritism over at Twitter is laughable. He continues though, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. Our great founders, I don't know why he has founders in quotations, but okay, our great founders did not want and would not condone false and fraudulent elections. Okay, again, the idea that the Hunter Biden laptop story would change the outcome of the election is laughable. And even though Elon Musk has provided cover for Nazis on the platform he's now the owner of, even though he, as a billionaire CEO of multiple companies, should be doing, the work that you would expect the head of any company to do, and he spends all of his time on Twitter trolling instead, he did have a good response to Trump here, where he says, the Constitution is greater than any president, end of story. Now, when you have Elon Musk of all people turn on you and basically slap down your request to suspend the Constitution, might make you rethink what you're asking for here. So I want to go to the very, 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 very last tweet, or I should say post from Trump. It's not a tweet, it's from Truth Social, where he claims that we're all lying, okay? What he posted on Truth Social, we just imagined it. We totally imagined it. He didn't actually write it. He said, the fake news is actually trying to convince the American people that I said I wanted to terminate the Constitution. No, they said you wanted to suspend it, and that is literally what you said. Okay, but let me continue. This is simply more disinformation and lies, just like Russia, 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 and all of their other hoaxes and scams. What I said was that when there is massive and widespread fraud and deception, as has been irrefutably proven, it has not been, in the 2020 presidential elections, steps must be immediately taken to right the wrong. Only fools would disagree with that and accept stolen elections. MAGA. Nice touch at the end, Trump. Nice touch at the end. You said that the election was stolen, that there was widespread fraud. Those things are untrue. And as a result, you want to suspend the Constitution. That's what he said. But he's denying it. Luckily, this time around, no one's buying it. And during a fundraiser earlier, prior to the suspend the Constitution posts on Truth Social, he had recorded a video where he gives the January 6th Capitol rioters some love. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that.
People have been treated unconstitutionally, in my opinion, and very, very unfairly. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. So I want to thank everybody for working so hard. I know how hard you're working to get justice for people that are imprisoned right now and people that are being tormented. We can't let it happen. We're going to stop it. We're going to win.
So keep in mind, he films that video, makes it seem like the individuals who stormed the Capitol on January 6th are innocent victims who are political prisoners, essentially. That is what he's making them out to be, when we know they broke the law. You have members of the Patriot Front, of militia groups, being charged and convicted for what they did for, I'm forgetting the word right now, but essentially committing an insurrection or attempting to commit an insurrection. And Trump's providing cover for them. At the same time, he's calling for a suspension of the Constitution. The thing is, if there's no backlash, if there's no one telling Trump you can't do that, he'd do it. But because there was a little bit of backlash, he's like, I mean, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. By the way, in a September interview, I don't believe this for a second, Trump said he was financially supporting some January 6 defendants and promised he would issue pardons and a government apology to those being prosecuted if he were reelected. Okay, Trump won't even pay his own lawyers. There is no way he's financially supporting January 6 Capitol rioters. I don't believe that for a second, but nonetheless, he's trying to send a message out there. This is the kind of behavior he supports and wants to provide cover for. Now, what are Republicans saying? You got mealy-mouthed, wishy-washy answers from people like Representative Mike Turner, who is a Republican. Here's what he had to say on Face the Nation.
Should the standard bearer for the Republican Party, the front runner for the nomination for the presidency for your party in 2024, say this?
Well, I first of all, I vehemently disagree with the statement that Trump has made. Trump has made 1,000 statements in which I disagree. There is a political process that has to go forward before anybody
constitutional conservatives are pretty clear about where they value the Constitution.
Right, exactly.
But is there any scenario with suspending the Constitution?
You do get to pick the questions, but I do get to pick my answer.
I know. I'm trying to get you to answer the question I'm asking.
There is a political process that has to go forward before anybody's a front runner or anybody is even the candidate for the party.
And do you condemn him saying something like this?
Absolutely. And I believe, answering your question, that people certainly are going to take into consideration a statement like this as they evaluate a candidate.
You could just answer the question and say, no, I don't think that he should be the Republican representing our party, calling for the suspension of the Constitution because you didn't like the results of the presidential election is undemocratic, un-American, we fully reject it. But he can't give a strong answer because all little whip Mike Turner is thinking about here is, well, I mean, what if he wins the ticket? What if he's the Republican nominee for president? I don't want to have to answer for this comment somewhere down the line. They're all incredible cowards. You have another one, Representative Dave Joyce, who's asked a similar question. He says this: I will support whoever the Republican nominee is, meaning even if it's Trump. Representative Dave Joyce, a Republican from Ohio, is like, I jump in it. I just don't think that at this point he'll be able to get there because there are a lot of other good quality candidates out there. Really, are there? Are there? Because I know that the Republican establishment, meaning all of the power players, Republican politicians, Republican leadership, Republican media or conservative media, I know they're trying to prop up Ron DeSantis as we speak. We see it. But is it actually translating to Republican voters wanting to support DeSantis or someone else before they support Trump? I haven't seen it yet. There hasn't really been much evidence. There have been polls here and there, but we know how unreliable polling can be on issues like this. So until I actually see some real evidence that the base of Republican voters has really shifted away from Donald Trump, that ridiculous statement is really a cop-out. Answer the question the way you really want to answer it. And I think that first part from Representative Joyce's statement is what he really means. I will support whoever the Republican nominee is, because they don't care if that individual doesn't care about the Constitution, is undemocratic, wants to literally suspend the Constitution because he didn't like the results of the election. They don't care about any of that. What they care about and what they understand better than anything is the quest for power and doing anything and everything necessary to get it and maintain it. That's what that's about. Now, we do have Representative-elect Mike Lawler, who's also a Republican from New York, who says, obviously I don't support that, meaning suspending the Constitution. The Constitution is set for a reason to protect the rights of every American, so I certainly don't endorse that language or that sentiment. There we go. There we go. Republican Congressman-elect saying what needs to be said. It wasn't so difficult. It wasn't so difficult. I wish there was a chorus of Republican lawmakers saying something similar, but of course we don't see that today.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.